All right, guys, we're going to be going over how to create the wave for the kinetic sculpture on SolidWorks. So we're going to start by clicking on Home and then going to Part to open the part file here. And then we're just going to start with a basic sketch here. So we're going to go to Sketch, go to Front Plane, and we're just going to create a center rectangle from the origin here. Now we're going to use something called Smart Dimension up here, right next to Exit Sketch, and we're just going to dimension down this rectangle. So it's going to be 1 inch width by 2.7 height. Then now what we're going to do is extrude a little bit. So we're going to go to Features here. And we are going to extrude blind 0.25 inches here. Zero 0.25. There we go. And then we're just going to click on that little green check mark in the top left-hand corner. All right, next we're going to start another sketch from the top face of this part. So we're going to go to Sketch. After we clicked on that top face, we're just going to start by drawing a rectangle here. We're going to do another center rectangle. And then we're going to constrain that rectangle down to the middle of this body right here. So we could either dimension it, or another cool thing we could do is use relations. So if you select multiple things, for example, this line, and then the point in the middle, you should be able to do a relation. Usually there's one called midpoint, but I'm not seeing it right there. That's okay. Another thing we can do is use reference geometry. So we can create a line that goes through the center here. And then we can do something called making a line for construction by clicking on for construction. That way it's reference geometry. And then we're going to drag this dot in the center of the rectangle to the midpoint of this line right here, if we can find it. There we go. So we're going to click on the midpoint here and click on that little dot here, control click, so that we can select two at the same time, and we're going to coincident them so that they're touching under relations. All right, now we're just going to dimension the rectangle here. It's going to be 5 inches by 0.5 inches. 5 inches by 0.5 inches. And after that, we're just going to extrude upwards 1 inch. So we're going to select here, and go to 1 inch. Now we should have something that looks like this. All right, next we're going to create a little arc on this plane right here. So we're going to go to Sketch after selecting the front plane or the front face. And we're just going to start designing a little arc here. So we're going to have this come out here, here, and the same thing on the other side. One line going down, one line coming up horizontally. And we're going to take the point that we created from that line down there and just drag it until it meets the intersection point on the top left-hand corner of the bottom rectangle. And we're going to do the same for the other side. And then to finish it off, we're just going to make a curve. It's going to be a 3-point arc. So we're going to go to the drop down here, make sure you select 3-point arc. We're going to touch this dot from the extruded line here, this dot from the extruded line or the sketched line there. And then we're just going to drag it down until it looks good. Now we're going to tie everything down with dimensions. This is going to have a radius of 4. This line right here should have a length of 0.5 inches. The top's going to have a length of 0.25 inches. And then the same for the other side. And you're going to notice that we didn't dimension this line right here, and that's going to be because it's already driven by the dimensions here. So if you notice, if we try to drag this line, it's not going to move anywhere. If we try to dimension it, it's going to say dimension is driven, so it can't be changed at all. Um, Next we have one more extrusion here, or cut rather. So we're going to go to Features, Extruded Boss Base, or sorry, Extruded Cut. And you'll notice that we have this button down here called Select Contours. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to want to select everything but this body right here. So up here, and up here. We're going to select all that. We're going to go to this drop down right here that says Blind, and we're going to go through all. Go. Then next we have just a little detailing work that we're going to do to make this wave look a little bit smoother. So we're going to go to Fillet. We're going to select the bottom edges here. Again, we're going to be selecting the bottom edges here. And then we're also going to be selecting, sorry, not that line right there. We're going to be selecting these two lines on the ends here. And we want a 0.1 radius fillet. Afterwards, we're going to click the check mark. You're going to notice it's a little bit rounded down and smoothed out, just for details there. All right. At that point, you are done. So congrats on making your first CADed part on SolidWorks. I'll see you guys on the next video.